The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, what is it? Right now, as I'm shooting this video, it's Friday morning, the day after Thanksgiving. I got a couple live fight reactions going on later. Christian Hammer, Tony Oka, and Jacob Rosado. By the time you guys see this, it'll probably be, all those fights will probably be over, but right now, I'm going to go look for a black tie and a tuxedo because I need a black tie and a tuxedo for the upcoming December the 4th fight card for Revolta Boxing. It's a black tie event, so gotta look, look sensational, But irrespective of that, let's talk about Ryan Garcia and Luke Campbell while I'm on my way to downtown North Miami to go look for some tuxedos and ties and things of that nature. So Ryan Garcia and Luke Campbell. It was originally scheduled for December the 5th. It got pushed back to January the 2nd, 2021, which I like because it's the first fight of 2021. Normally, sometimes in the early parts of 2021, as boxing fans, we gotta wait 10 days, 2 weeks, 3 weeks before we get like a real significant fight. But we're going straight into 2021 with a pretty big fight in Ryan Garcia versus Luke Campbell. Now I'm excited for this fight because, first of all, we've been asking for a step-up fight from Ryan Garcia for quite a long time. People want to know just how good this kid Ryan Garcia is. How far could he go in the sport of boxing? Is he that next superstar? Because outside the ring, when we talk about outside the ring, Ryan Garcia, he ticks all the boxes. He's got the marketability, he's got the charisma, he's got those things. He has what promoters and people in the world would call the it factor. It seems like he has those things, but you could have all those things, but at the end of the day, you still got to have the main thing, the main ingredient, which is being able to fight at the highest levels, to be the top shelf, to be creme de la creme. It's like, why would you cook a pizza without dough? And why would you try to be a great athlete, a great fighter, a marketable athlete without being an athlete? So he's got to be able to produce in that boxing ring. And here we go. He's fighting a guy, Luke Campbell, who, in terms of, I don't know what I don't have the exact reach in front of me, but I just know that Luke Campbell's a very rangy guy. He's a tall guy, and Ryan Garcia is a tall lightweight as well. So it's a battle of two tall lightweights, two guys that are traditionally accustomed to having a reach advantage over their opponent. So I think what this fight comes down to is two things: patience, or a couple of things: patience, positioning, speed and timing. Whoever wins those areas of the fight wins the fight, because this fight's not going to be about Luke Campbell being a rangy fighter or Garcia being a rangier fighter. They're both rangy fighters. They're both equally rangy, and this really comes down to who's gonna go in there and impose themselves on the night. Now, from the Luke Campbell side of things, this is an amazing opportunity for him. This is his first fight since the fight against Lomachenko, where he lost, but he gave a good account of himself. And Luke Campbell, when we talk about Luke Campbell, we're talking about a guy that was a gold medalist, top amateur, top shelf amateur, creme de la creme amateur for the GB squad. And he's had some solid wins in the pros and given some good accounts of himself against big names like Lomachenko and Linares, but he hasn't been quite able to get over that hump. And what a statement it would be, from Luke Campbell if he was able to defeat a Ryan Garcia at this stage of time. Because Ryan Garcia, when we talk about Ryan Garcia, this is the guy that has such a huge following on social media. This is a guy that's on the fast track towards superstardom. One could argue he already is a superstar in many ways, because he's got that kind of name recognition and branding going for himself already at such a young age, with not really having accomplished anything in the professional ranks, to be quite honest with you. So, if Luke Campbell's able to take his O, that's going to take Luke Campbell to another level in boxing, and that's going to make Luke Campbell a factor at 135. And in this fight, Luke, and I'm gonna use this video to challenge Luke Campbell to not fight at the same pace the whole fight. And this is a problem that I have with a lot of British fighters. This isn't even a Luke Campbell thing. This is like a British fighter thing. And I noticed this in big fights of British fighters, especially if they were British fighters that were accomplished amateurs. A lot of British accomplished amateurs have this problem with only fighting at one pace and one speed, and only throwing a handful of shots. And it can work against most opponents. It can work against the majority of fighters out there. But there's always going to come that fight, and that fighter, that opponent, that's gonna force you to push the pace, to force you to fight in a way that you're not accustomed to fighting, and you need to have it in your toolbox. You need to have it within your toolbox and your skill set as a fighter, and within your heart to make that adjustment. So I'm hoping that Luke Campbell if it happens, go out there, fight your fight, impose yourself, and perhaps maybe you win this fight. But if you have to fight in a different way to win, make that adjustment. Hopefully you've been doing what you need to do in the gym to be in position to make these adjustments, because I believe he will need to make these adjustments. Ryan Garcia is very speedy. He's very fast. He's extremely confident. He fights with a big creative imagination, which, the great fighters always do. So I feel like it's going to be a really good fight for the first half of the fight. First 4 or 5 rounds of the fight going to be very nip and tuck. You're going to have Ryan trying to figure out where his range is with Luke. You're going to have Luke trying to figure out where his range is with Ryan. And then it ultimately comes down to who can get their shots off the quickest and who has the better timing. And for me personally, just based on what I've seen, I think Ryan Garcia has the better timing. Ryan Garcia will get his shots off quicker. And it's up to Luke to be in that position and beat him to certain spots in that ring to where he'll be in position to counter. You see what I'm saying? So it's a really good fight. It's a great way to kick off 2021. I'm happy that it got pushed back to January 2nd, because we're going straight into 2021 with a big fight. A fight that means something. A fight that really is gonna give us some answers as to who's who in the landscape at 135. So that's just my little video on Ryan Garcia versus Luke Campbell. Best of luck to Luke and Ryan. Hopefully it's a good fight. May both fighters get out that ring safely and get back to their families and continue to have long, successful, fruitful careers in the sport of boxing. But yeah, both fighters have a lot of questions. Ryan's got to answer to the question, the big question that every prospect with this hype and notoriety has, which is, does the hype match the actual in-ring ability? And Luke Campbell has to answer the question of, can he finally get over that hump in the big fights? Because there's no sense in him being this accomplished amateur who was top shelf, creme de la creme, the best of the best, gold medal and everything, if once you get to the pros, you just know how to lose in a good fashion. What kind of career is that? We want to see Luke Campbell push onwards and upwards towards bigger and better things. And what better way to do that than by taking the O of a guy who's as hyped up as Ryan Garcia? And I'll tell you this at the end of the video. I'll tell you this: if Luke Campbell goes in there and beats Ryan Garcia, not only will he become a bigger star a bigger star in the lightweight division, but there's a lot of people in boxing that don't like Ryan Garcia. They don't like the fact that God has blessed him with a tremendous ability to fight, and he's given him the ability to I'm not judging the guy, but a lot of women think he's attractive. Okay, so some people just have it all in life. Some people can just fight. Like he has the ability to fight, and he's marketable, and he speaks, and he's charismatic, and women like him. So for that reason, a lot of people hate on Ryan Garcia. But I'll tell you this: if Luke Campbell beats Ryan Garcia, he is going to have a lot of new fans just on that alone. It don't matter what else he does from that point forward in his career. Once he beats Ryan Garcia, he'll be a lot of boxing fans' favorite fighter for a long time. Because that's the level of hatred that Ryan Garcia has garnered from people in boxing. But you guys leave your comments down below. Make sure you take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.